Hey guys, and welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. Today we're doing another sort of throwback-ish to a mid-century modern-ish. Basically I just wanted an indoor courtyard and I tried to justify it by making it mid-mod, and I don't know how effective it was, but it's a pretty cool build. I'm pretty happy with it overall. It's definitely a bit of a weird one. The rooms are a little bit odd, but it's kind of fun. It's definitely maybe bigger than it has a right to be for the amount of bedrooms and bathrooms. It's, let's see, 1, 2, 3 bathroom, 2 bedroom, I believe. Has a full dining, living, kitchen, lots of kind of interesting, useless, but pretty hallways because there's an indoor courtyard where we have the seating area and then a nice pool in the back with some outdoor dining as well. Fair warning, I noticed in a couple of places I didn't remember to paint these skylights, so I will be painting those before it goes up in the gallery, assuming I can get it up in the gallery. I've been having gallery issues again lately. Oh, it also has a full office, so I'm incorrect. It could be a 3-bedroom if you were to change the smaller office into a bedroom. You could have like a kid's bedroom perhaps in there. But it was pretty cool. It was kind of interesting because it was one of those builds that I started and then abandoned for a while and then came back to. I'm kind of going through and trying to clean several of those up, mostly just because I'm not super comfortable with the style. I really like it. It's very aesthetic and pretty, and it's very pleasing to my brain. I'm not very good at replicating it. It's definitely not a style I can pull off very easily. So it was very fun to do, but it required a fair few amount of breaks and thinking about it. Also, I have no idea what was up with these stairs. I've been having a lot of weird build by glitches. It just, sometimes things are weird. I don't understand. And also this is one of those lots, I think it goes away later on, but yeah, you can see I have to pull out the party stuff because it wanted to put hearts all over everything, which is cute for a while, but like when all of your builds for a long period of time have hearts on it because you don't actually run the time in this world super often, you mostly just build. It can be a lot. It can be a lot. Because like if I'm really excited to play a family or something, I tend to put them in my personal world so they can interact with all my other Sims. So I build a lot in this world and then I like pull things from it, but I don't actually, like this save file doesn't actually get played a whole heap of bundle. I think maybe we've run like 4 or 5 days since I've started it, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. Lots of skylights in this house, unfortunately. I'm a goofball and didn't paint many of them, but I will fix that. Lots of natural light, lots of shadows in this house, which could be good or bad for gameplay. I don't know if you'll notice it as much if you're running like a perhaps slightly lower setting graphics. So I mean, if your whole draw to this house is shadows and stuff, maybe check on it first. I'm running on sort of a mid-grade laptop and I can see some shadows. I'm definitely not running on like ultra graphics or anything like that, and I can see some shadows and was able to really enjoy that. So do with that information what you will. Had a strong green and blue theme except in one of the bathrooms where it's red, and definitely you can tell I got new packs in this build. I will get over it eventually, but definitely you can tell I had new packs in this build because it's very eco lifestyle, paranormal, and dream home decorator centric, and a lot of my builds have been lately. I do apologize for that, but y'all know how it is. Y'all know how it is. You get a new pack and you get real excited about it. So that being said, also there's a million roof lines on this house, which I think is okay because mid-mod, but like dang. But dang. And I also tried to do fake chimneys quite a bit, but I didn't put like the chimney thing in there because it didn't need the chimney thing, it just needed. Also, I don't know why she decided she didn't like video games. They? I don't know which sim I'm using here, and I can't tell from the, like, it's cutting back and forth too fast. Anyways, they did not like video games. It's funny the things like you immediately go into live mode to test something and they're like, hold on, I need your opinion now. Really? Right now. This roof line was so annoying to try to get because I really wanted it to be glass when you walked in because obviously the front was going to be fairly closed off because it's the front door. But I wanted skylights. Also, I think this house suffers from the I wanted skylights and then forgot about them and put downlights in. Sorry. I'd love to say I'll stop doing that, but I don't think I will ever stop doing that. So, and I fiddle with this roof line for forever. In fact, I think I stopped fiddling with it on camera, but it's still not the roof line that this house ends up with. Just about 1 billion roofs and platforms and things. I like these little corridors. These little, like, they're almost borderline atriums that then lead out to the outdoor courtyard space, which I think is really fun and kind of unique in this house. It's something I wanted to do for a while. I think it was the Sims 3. Possibly in like, what was the Appaloosa Plains? Possibly in Appaloosa Plains. I think there was a house that had a courtyard, and I think about that house a lot. It also had like a weirdly cool bathroom for The Sims. And I think about that house a lot because that was the house where also my Sims, like, they fell in love there, they had their kiddos there, and then they adopted a unicorn. Sims 3 was wild, man. All I had was the Sims 3 base game and pets, and that game was wild. I can't imagine having like all kinds of other packs. I have debated, like every once in a while there'll be a Steam sale, and I'm like, do I want to go back to The Sims 3? Do I want to buy a bunch of packs? It's a little bit of a commitment though. But this also has a lot of outdoor entertaining space. Also, there's a telescope in this house. This is the first house of mine that I was able to put a telescope in. It is indoors, which I learned recently means it does not work. But if I recall correctly, you can put this telescope in your pocket, so you can take it out. It is currently in the office, and I don't think it's a bad place to have it set up for decoration, and then you can take it out when you want to actually use it. There's a new death associated with the telescope. Spoiler alert, if you don't want to hear about it. I'm very excited to see my Sims run away from meteors. That sounded more sadistic than I meant it to be. But look, we've all been there. We've all been there. I do love these like sort of very angular bricks for mid-mod builds. I've done them before. I just think they're really pretty. And I think growing up in the Pacific Northwest, we saw those kind of bricks a lot. They were very common where I lived. They're sort of white, very like stark. I guess it's more stonework than brickery, but very, very interesting. And then these sort of flat roofs, which I always found interesting. I think I've talked about this before. I'm having flashbacks talking about this before. Doesn't matter, I'm going to continue the conversation. It's interesting to me, in a place as rainy as the Pacific Northwest, why on earth they have so many flat roofs. Why on earth do they have so many flat roofs? Because it rains, and then nobody does flat roofs correctly, so it pools, and then it leaks. Because a flat roof is not truly flat. It needs to have a little bit of it needs to not pool. It needs to go somewhere. You need to have a gutter system. Why do they have so many flat roofs? I do not know. But it always weirded me out. And where my grandparents lived a long time ago, it was their house, and then it was the house next door, had sort of a Pizza Hut roof. You know what I'm talking about? Where it's meant to look like a hat. Sort of like that. It wasn't a Pizza Hut house, but it had sort of that sort of weird kind of angular style of roof, but then it was flat on top. And I don't think I ever was formally introduced to these neighbors, but I remember lots of conversations where they were complaining about their roof leaking. Why flat roofs in a rainy area? I think, I don't know, but I would imagine maybe flat roofs are better for certain environments where perhaps they reflect heat better, or perhaps they are, I don't know, maybe better for wind shear, ? I don't know. But yeah, I don't understand in a very rainy area why there were so many flat roofs. Including at the like community college I went to. I spent my last 2 years of high school at a place called Highline, and everything was flat. Everything leaked. Everything smelled old too. But it also suffered from that Pacific Northwest habit of like, let's just paint everything gray and evergreen. So like it immediately dated itself. It was like there's like two distinct Pacific Northwest styles, I think. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they exist other places in like excess like they do here, like they do there rather. I don't live there anymore. I live in the high desert now, which I love. But yeah, it's either everything is like gray stone or concrete and evergreen, and with the pebbling, the river rock, or it is chunky stone and like pine wood with black accents. That's kind of the two things. All the libraries look like the latter. All of the schools look like the former. All the schools look like they're falling down. That is my experience. I also might be a little bit bitter because I'm not a fan of gray. We've talked about this. I like gray in certain contexts, but there's also a lot of mid-mod, which I think is why this build reminds me of my childhood home a little bit, because there's a lot of like the 70s are still alive and well in the Pacific Northwest, at least in the Puget Sound area. A lot of 70s. There's a lot of split leveling. A lot of sort of these roof lines like I have here, a lot of like the interesting stone, so much wood paneling, which I do not enjoy. 70s dark paneling, I do not enjoy it. Sam, I am. It is not fun. Also, going back to the build for a minute, lots of fountains in this particular build. Lots of fountains and lots of water features and a pool, which is nice. But it was kind of interesting to play with the water. I was worried it was going to tank my computer. It was fine. It was really weird because I don't use fountains very often, so I think maybe my use of them leaves a little to be desired. I think there's something I need to practice with more. But I had a lot of fun making them work. It was very fun to me trying to get that to work itself out. And I think it adds something to this build. I think it definitely adds a little bit of character to this build. Also, very minimal gardening space. I kind of just did bushes because it felt like that was appropriate to the build. I did put a couple trees in somewhere, like off in the back, just to make the lot look a little bit less empty. But I have been talking now for a very long time, and I'm sure you want to enjoy the build with some lovely aesthetic music. Incompetech is amazing at finding whatever I end up needing. I'm very grateful to them and their royalty-free music. But I will leave this here. I hope you're having a great day. I hope you're having a great week. I hope you're feeling very, very loved right now. And if you're not, please know that I love you, and I'm glad you exist, and I'm very glad you're here, not just on my channel, but making the world a better place. I hope whatever is bugging you gets better. I hope whatever triumphs you're celebrating last a very long time. And I hope I will see you again very, very soon.